Welcome to Buckle Up Podcast Universe with Brandon Rush.
Adrienne left. She should be right back. And we have Adrienne on today from Crazy Celeb Social. Oh, look at her photo. Let's see here. We should see her in just a second. Adrienne.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. I appreciate you being up so late. I know it's late over there. You said it's like 11?
Yeah, it's like 11 right now. It's not that late. Usually Hong Kong is a very like all night city. So it's like 11 is like, it's like people are just starting, but it's like a weekday. So it's like a work day.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, look, I'll make sure I won't hold you too long today. But I like you look great. It's gonna be me. Okay, it's gonna be me this morning. My mom's not gonna be on here today, but it'll be me. But I figure we have a good time anyway.
Yeah. It's daytime for you guys, right?
Yes, it's 11. It's
11 a.m., right?
Yeah, 11 a.m. So we're exactly 12 hours apart, which is wild. But I guess that's wait, it's 11 p.m. on Monday where you're at.
Yeah, you're on East Coast time.
Yeah.
Yes. You're on East Coast time, right? Hong Kong is like exactly 12 hours. We're 12 hours
Okay,
ahead.
got you. So here's a question for you. If I'm coming over there to visit, when do I need to go to sleep so that I'm okay? Is it best to stay up before going, stay up all night, or what? To be on the right time schedule?
Yeah, like because usually when you come back, you get jet lag pretty bad, right?
Okay.
And then so usually if you come to Asia, then I guess the best is that you like hang out until nighttime. Like,
Okay.
like hang out for the rest of the day, get as tired as you can, do everything, and then like at night, then you go to sleep, and then then you wake up the next morning. That will help the jet lag a
The
little
jet
bit
lag.
better.
Yeah. Okay, that
Yeah.
sounds good. How was please tell me how the rest of your promoting Crazy Celeb Social was going. How was that?
Yeah, it's good. Like, yeah, because like right now it's like, like I'm also learning a lot too because like right now it's all it. By the way, I want to ask you something. Is it better if it's vertical or it's horizontal?
So
The
if you
screen.
want it to be just like this, it would just cut you like that. But if you do it like that, you get the background. It looks like you have a beautiful background. You can try it if you want. I think it's up to you. But if you want it just to be like this, that's fine. And it has the black on the sides. But if you want it to have the whole
Okay.
entire background, then you do it like I have it.
Oh, well, but my face will still look the same like right here, right?
Yes, it will.
Okay, cool. Then I just won't move it too much then.
Okay, yeah, you're good. Yeah, no, you're yeah,
It, it's
you're
it, it's fine. It's fine with your. Let's see. Let
yeah.
me just try. Like, yeah, but yeah, the lighting seems to be better like that, right?
Okay, yeah, it sounds good to me. Well, you look beautiful both ways.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So like with the Crazy Celeb Social promoting, I just we did the LA, the US promotion, and then the Hong Kong we did also before the LA one
Oh,
even
really?
because the whole thing was shot in Hong Kong. But we keep doing more stuff in Hong Kong because right now like we might even get like besides just Hong Kong more Asian cities.
Yeah,
So it's just like promoting to different cities like it's just sometimes it's just hard to be at all the different city. Like
absolutely.
you know what I mean? Like because there's so many other Asian cities like even Japan, Singapore, Malaysia.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make a trip to make like to be even though as much as I want to be there, it's hard, right?
Yeah.
So but of course like with like being like with like internet helps a lot like right now you can be on podcasts people you
Mhm.
can talk to people everywhere from with social whatever TikTok whatever but
Yeah,
still it's just like as much as I want to be there physically it's hard but of course like then LA and Hong Kong are the two places that I must do it right so it's just like
absolutely.
yeah and there's a lot of sometimes you have to do a bit of different like I guess marketing
Yeah.
strategies to fit to
Markets.
fit different countries or different
Yeah.
territories. So yeah, so for me dealing with like it's just like I'm learning a lot too because like like this is like a worldwide show, so yeah to
Yeah.
cater as much as we can. Like we were mentioning before, I want the show to hit like to speak to different cultures, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so like going to different places is also one of the things that I really wanted to do, but it's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I guess you're like, well, one, I so appreciate how hard you were grinding to get this out there and do you're like a full on blown movie star. Like you're doing the whole entire process the right way. but I know it must be tiring because if you're switching from that many time zones, I can only imagine how, like, I don't know if you're getting enough sleep. Like, you look beautiful, I'm saying, but are you getting enough sleep doing all? Because that could be like stressful.
Yeah, it's really stressful. Like, I'm learning a lot too because, like, for the next season when we shoot it or whatever, I'll make sure, I will really make sure we plan the entire, I guess like I'll plan the entire, I guess, release date to be
Yeah,
more similar. But right now it's because like it's like it's kind of like interesting because like you have to release US first for sure,
yeah,
US, UK, Western countries, and then different like so you go from one place to another, like you cannot do like everything all at once, so
yeah. You're
it's
right.
just
It's spread
moving
it
from
out.
one place to right, yeah, spread it out so I get more time to actually be doing more promotion at that particular territory. But I
Yeah,
guess like next I think there's different ways to do it, like of course like with the huge like let's say like Marvel movies where they can do
yeah.
worldwide things so everybody can watch at the same time. But for me it's just like I want to do it like I guess like more like so
Personal.
I get to spend more time at one place than that. So but I'll remember that like for the next season or upcoming seasons. There's
Yeah,
definitely like things that I learned from this time. Yeah,
absolutely.
it's
Now,
stressful. Like you said, I don't know if you noticed because I'm speaking like sort of like my this part of my mouth is like swollen.
oh, isn't no? You don't look swollen. You really do look beautiful. I mean
Really?
it. Like, yeah, you really
Okay.
do look beautiful. I can't tell that you're swollen. I'm sorry if it is swollen. But I can't tell. Like, if you
Really?
didn't say
But it's
anything,
like
yeah, it looks like
so
you have a cute dimple.
stressful.
What's that?
Yeah, like so like I sort of felt like I speak like not as normal as usual.
No, you're fine.
You can't tell? Okay.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah,
sound
but
great.
like you're right. Like but it's stressful, like all these different time zones and like, all these different, but yeah, I definitely want to come back to LA very soon though, because like,
Okay.
with like yeah.
Well,
Right.
I commend you because I can only imagine. Like, I work well under pressure, and it kind of seems like you do too because it seems like you're able to, if you're able to basically go probably like on 3 or 4 hours of sleep, it seems like you're probably doing when you're promoting these things. It's a lot to do. And do you have a team around you, or is this you guys like? Do you have at least some people that know it, like that are, or is it just basically you kind of?
Yeah, there's people that help me out with different like because especially like I can't be traveling with the whole team all the time, but of
Yeah,
course
no,
like
no, not at
people
all.
the important territories like they'd be helping me promote with promotion here, or there'd be some people who will be helping me with promotion in LA.
Yeah,
But of course like while I'm in Hong Kong it's hard to promote US, right? Or
yeah,
while I'm in US it's hard to promote Asia. So I guess it's good that it's like two different, releasing at two different times, not all
absolutely.
at the exact time. But yeah, like, but just like, but I'm kind of used to it because even since before my, even during the, my time as a singer when I was touring, like I had
Yeah.
a lot of times, just traveling time, and all that. So I'm kind of used to it. But it's just like,
Okay.
yeah, I just like I don't know. It's just like this whole process, like when dealing with like this whole thing, like you have the shooting process, you have to deal with all that,
Yeah, the post production.
production stuff,
Yeah.
production dramas, production stress, and then afterwards you deal with all the distribution stress, and after you deal with all the marketing stress. But I mean, it's fun. I need to just like learn that it's not stress. Like even though you have a lot to like figure out or a lot
Yeah.
to like do, a lot to sort out or a lot to plan, you just kind of have
Uh-huh.
to enjoy the process. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely. You
Like
really
yeah,
do.
it's a process that like you really as much as there's a lot of things to handle or there's like a lot of stress or whatever, you just need to like
Yeah.
enjoy and have fun at the same time, right? So that's why yeah, I think it's
Absolutely.
important.
I know. I agree with you. And Adrian, I have a question for you. Actually, two questions, but I'll try and split them up. The first one being, as a producer, how did you go about putting this all together? I don't know if we asked that last time. Just the fact that like, because this isn't the only project you've worked on where you've been a producer with it. How do you go about putting that, or would you even explain what a producer does? That's even kind of a good idea, I think.
Right, right. Yeah, well, a producer sort of like really does everything, like,
Yeah.
But for me, I also like, I deal with all the funding, I deal with all the pre-production, all the, like, getting the crew, getting the directors, getting, the, just like camera crew, even like, distribution, but I do a lot of marketing myself too,
Yeah.
because I sort of like, because even before, when I was having my own business,
Yeah.
my restaurant and bars business, I do a lot of marketing, stuff for all of my other business. So for this, like, so first of all, producers do everything. And
Yeah.
then, so for me, for putting this together, this is like, I put everything from start to finish, like, from putting together the budgets to, like, getting the cast and getting the cam, like I said, the crews involved, right?
Yeah.
So, so it just starts from like the story. You just gotta, like, have the story, and then you have to, like, find, so like it's a reality show. A lot of
Yeah.
the cast are my really good friends, so, like, you have to see, like, check with everyone's schedule, whose personality would fit to do what, like, like things like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, putting together a lot of that is fun, getting the locations, getting a lot of the story, even though it's a reality show, you kind of need the locations, and,
Yeah,
you needed some
absolutely.
kind of, things, right? So just kind of putting all that together. And also, it's happened in Hong Kong. It's a lot, it's a reality show amongst, like, our friends, right? So of course, like,
Yeah.
like I said, I just don't want the show to be just like entertainment. Of course, we want it to be entertainment, but we wanted to have more messages,
Yeah.
more messages that
Positivity and
just
stuff like that.
show
Yeah.
all of kind of positive messages, like, you know, women empowerment,
Yeah.
even encouraging people to pursue their dreams, speaking across different cultures, promoting Asian cultures,
Yeah.
promoting Asian representation in the entertainment industry. A
Absolutely.
lot. We wanted to put a lot of this messages in the show, so it's just kind of, we
Yeah.
want, like, we have to kind of like put kind of certain scenarios that we can showcase this messages, so
Okay.
yeah, it's a lot of, like, yeah, so we work with a team, like, like, we put the whole story together. It just kind of had to
Yeah.
link together, right? Even though we shot for a whole year.
Okay. I like that, and thank you for breaking that down too. By the way, I've never like it wasn't until we built the Buckle Up Podcast universe that I realized, like, oh god, I'm wearing all these hats, but not on the level that you're doing. But it's just, it kind of, you're even a showrunner basically, because you're doing all these things and making sure the guests are coming on and all that. So it even has that aspect as
Yeah.
well. Um,
Yeah, I'm even like, yeah, like, I'm like a showrunner, like, I'm just that, like, you have to do everything.
yeah, it's too.
And
I
for
mean,
me, I
it's
don't
funny.
mind doing it. For me, I don't mind, but it's just sometimes, like, wearing different hats is also very hard, because, like, sometimes I have to be on camera as well, right?
Yeah.
So while you're on camera, and while you're on set as a producer, on set you have to handle a lot of things that's happening. There's a lot
Oh
of,
yeah.
you know, yeah, like, there's a lot of things that happen suddenly that you have to solve the problem or whatever. But then, while I have to be the on camera personality as well, so sometimes it's hard.
Yeah. Well,
But
maybe
you
they're
just kind
doing.
of like lesson learned for me. Like, so next season, I had to, like, have
Person to
some
do
more,
that.
like, yeah,
Well,
have
I
some
mean,
more help spread out the workload.
yeah. Well, credit to you. I mean, credit for you for doing all that. It's a learning process, as you said. Like, it's a learning process. Like, you're doing it for the first time, and I mean, seriously, congratulations to you for getting that done on your first time. Like, it's your first go at it. You work like, but you learned all these
Like,
positions.
I worked at, like, I produced different other movies before, but it's
Yeah.
really the first time that I have to do everything. Like, that I
Yeah.
have to put everything together. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I
I
do.
produced other movies and other things, but, like, for me, this is like the first time I have to get like, it's all the cast of my friends, everything else.
Yeah, I mean I'm proud of you, because I know that's not easy, but that also is a testament to your work ethic too. Because if that's not like what you did is not easy. If I realize it just because I'm in the movie business, but like what you have done is not easy, and that's extremely impressive. And like you're still smiling too, which is good too. You might not be smiling all the time, but you're still
I
getting it
try.
done. Yeah, hey, you know what, you're doing a phenomenal job. Like I honestly like just to know you and have met you through this, like you're such a beautiful soul already. And
Thank
I'm
you.
just yeah. And with what you're trying to do, like I think it's so you're pushing your culture, bring your culture to the forefront more, which as I said, representation does matter. Women empowerment as well matters. Me and my mom were talking about some of the stuff after we talked to you before, and we're like, we love what you're doing, and we're both very proud of you. I'm sorry she couldn't be on here this morning, but we're both very proud of you. I actually had another question, Adrienne, because I didn't think about this. Because that you guys will be in Asian countries with the show, did you guys dub into the languages of that, or how does that work? Did you guys, or is it all English, or is there a switch up, or?
Yeah, that's one of the things because like, it's the show is originally in English, right? But of
Okay,
course,
gotcha.
like, yeah, yeah. But we were thinking about dubbing it into into Chinese.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was curious
Yeah,
about
but
that.
we didn't do that to begin with because we
Universal.
originated we wanted it to be like a universal show, like to be like a universal show. But we're thinking about now that we think about it, it's also lesson learned. It's like thinking, oh, should we dub it into or into Chinese language
Yeah,
for the even this season or next season. But like because even when we're doing the production, we were thinking, should we shoot in two different languages? But
yeah,
that is going to be
that's tough.
like it would take twice as much, if
Yes, you're
not
right.
twice. It would take a lot more time. If you have to shoot in two different languages, so
Yeah,
like you can dub it later on or whatever.
yeah.
So we had that, but we didn't. Yeah, we wanted it to be like a universal show, so that's why we did it in English. But people can watch it in subtitles as well.
Yeah.
For
Okay.
other
Well,
people
cool.
that are.
Yeah. No, that's.
Yeah,
I definitely think that like I appreciate what you've done on both ends of that, and you're right. It would take twice as long, if not four times as long, to dub all that stuff. Um.
yeah, but right now we don't have all the languages, but right now we have the subtitles in like English.
Hey,
So
subtitles works. Yeah. It's.
yeah.
I know one of the shows that I really love, but I love the fact that like a Shogun. I love Shogun. I think the show's amazing, but
Oh yeah.
I had to half the time I'm looking and missing all the action because I'm reading the subtitles. And so I'm like, damn, dang, I wish they would have English ADR for it. Like, we'll have them dub it over in English because what is happening above is so interesting too. But I'm looking down,
Right.
and that's with a lot of foreign films and stuff like that, or foreign shows. But like the show was so good, but I'm like, all right. So I watched it once, just reading everything below, and then the second time I watched it, okay, I could look above and like, just watch the action, what's going on.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe next season, like we might a lot like lesson learned, right? Some
Yeah,
other budget and maybe dubbing into different languages so that people don't have to really read the subtitles. They can just because a lot of films are made that way, but not
yeah.
like not a lot of like reality shows, I guess. But
I know we should patent it right now.
yeah, yeah, and like even for season 2 right now, we're like in
Yeah.
planning. We're talking to a lot of different people, whatever. So like it's also good to see what other like input people are giving, like or what can they input as well for the next shows to make it even better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for it all because, as I said, like you have my support all the way. That's why I appreciate you coming back on here today as well.
Yeah,
When you
it's
got
fun, and also like it's good because like even though we're in Hong Kong, it's still like the world is universal, right? Like we can
Yeah, it
be in
is.
different time zones, but like people can watch us like at the same time, right?
Yeah, no, yeah, you're absolutely right. And we have a big audience. You guys have a huge audience. And then I also was going to say that like when your episodes are airing and stuff, we could definitely have some of your cast on as well. I'd love to talk or talk about what's going on in the show. That'd be cool too. It's up to you. We're here
Hmm.
for you. I said we're friends now. We can call and talk as much as you like about it.
Right, 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 right. Yeah, hopefully we can get like that, like to have you, like we can get some of the cast on later on or something. But it just
Absolutely.
depends on like the scheduling and everything.
Yeah. And so how about
Yeah,
location
yeah.
scouting? When you were thinking about locations, Adrienne, how did that come about? Like the different location. I saw in the trailer you had the boat, for instance, the yacht, not the boat, the yacht that you guys are on partying that day. Like, how did you guys
Yeah.
come up with doing the different locations? What was that process like? I guess with storyboarding that.
Because we try to like showcase like our lifestyles, our normal lifestyles to the
Mhm.
end. So we just for the audience. So, but sometimes, like, like you can't have the camera following you 24/7, and
Yeah, no,
that if you have camera following you 24/7, it doesn't it's you cannot shoot a reality show like that. So we just gotta have to recreate forever, and so yeah, we we recreated that. A lot of the locations is like we always, like, honestly, in summer we always party on the yachts. So
okay.
that we do, and then we definitely wanted to showcase, like, like the Hong Kong skyline is so beautiful, right? So of
Oh, I
course we
didn't
have
know
some
that.
other scenes that showcase the Hong Kong. Yeah, Hong Kong skyline. It's
Yeah.
like you have so many great buildings. I think it's one of the best skyline in the world. We have so many. That's why you see a lot of Hollywood movies when they film. They use the Hong Kong skyline as like the background. We have a
It's the
lot of
go-to.
tall buildings. We have, like, yeah, interesting shape, and like we have a lot of laser shows from the buildings. So yeah, we also do a lot. We want to showcase the Hong Kong skyline. Even
Yeah.
some places we definitely want, some Asian culture. We have like this one thing called villain hitting. So it's like,
Okay.
it's weird,
Tell us about it.
but it's like an Asian culture thing that, like, you put someone's name on it, and then you see like that would be a lady, like old Asian lady that like smacking that name and then cursing that. So
Okay.
supposedly, I was like, oh my god, like, for Western, culture, they were thinking, oh my god, like, what's going on, right? But for them,
Yeah.
this is a kind of like, like, okay, it'll bring you good fortune or something. But I just told her, I was like, oh, it's hard for me to have to curse, like, to they always ask you to give them someone's name that you really hate. I was like, oh my god, that is so mean, right? There's
Yeah.
just different culture things that I wanted to showcase that people wouldn't like. It's harder for a Western culture to understand than
Yeah.
we would put it in the show as well. Even
Okay.
we talk
I
a lot
man.
about, like,
No, no, go ahead. Go ahead. No, I'm just like, I'm like, dude, I love this actually.
you really, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
do.
like it's just it's a really interesting thing. It's just sometimes hard for, like, Western culture to understand, but there's, like, like, I guess that's how
Get to
you
learn
explain
people.
the different cultures to other people. It's like, oh, yeah. And even we showcase a lot of food, like, place, like, my journey, like, because like I was a singer before, but
Yeah.
I left. I kind of like in the middle of, like, like, I guess, like, I spent a whole chunk of my time doing business,
Okay.
but that chunk of my time, that experience as a business person, also
Yeah.
built me, like, helped me to do things now as well, because I have
Absolutely.
my singing background. And then but then I took like a good 7 years off for business, but I didn't just do that. I'm still doing entertainment stuff, but
Yeah.
it's hard to transition from singer to acting, or even to film and TV. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's harder to transition, right? So, like, that transition being, oh, like, I haven't been singing, or I haven't been, like, performing for a while. It's hard for people to. So, maybe, or even sometimes when you get older, you stop having that dream, or you stop doing
Yeah.
things that you would
Normally.
chase, like, when you were young, right?
Yeah.
So people are like, oh, after doing business, I started losing that dream a little bit.
Really.
Yeah, and then I was like, no, dude, this is not, like, I'm not doing what I love. It's not my passion, right? Even
Yeah.
though business does it, like, it helps me with a lot of other things. It helps with, like,
Yeah.
even producing right now, right? But it doesn't. It's not my passion. So, like, just this journey about, like, how you have to pick up your passion, and you're kind of afraid in the beginning, right? Like, you're
Yeah. Absolutely.
afraid, like, oh, what if, like,
What if it
geez,
doesn't
I don't
work?
want
What
to
if
do
I
that. Like,
fail?
yeah, what if it doesn't work? Or, like, or, like, maybe, like, you feel like there's, like, an age kind of, like, limit, like, oh,
You're never
dreams are
too
for,
old
yeah,
to
when
start.
you're, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but it's never too old to start, right? Like,
Yeah.
there you should, not there's no age limit to start
Yeah.
pursuing dreams, or to start doing things, right? So you kind of have, that's like, like, or, like,
That's
beliefs and that, like, it just kind of showcased that was so these kind of things that, like, we wanted people to see, but as realistic as we can, for
Yeah,
people to see
absolutely.
how our real life struggles are.
Oh, that's good. I think that adds like a lot of depth to it. Sorry, broken up a little bit, Adrian. So let me know for any
Yeah.
reason if you
So
can't hear me.
yeah, lots of different things, like yeah.
Okay, Adrian, I'm sorry. You might be a little bit frozen for a second. I think you might be frozen. Hold on 1 second. I don't know.
I can hear you, but I'm a little bit slow.
Oh, you can still, as long as you can
Can you
still
hear
hear
me?
me. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can hear
Oh,
you. You're just going in and out. So, but that's okay though. Um, let's see here.
I can still
Adrian,
hear you, but I think it's lagging a little bit, right?
yeah, it is a little bit. Okay, as long as you can hear me. A question I had to ask you was, and
Yeah, sometimes it's like,
they know we're cooking with something, so they're trying to hold us down. I don't even know if you heard that. Hold on a second. I'm gonna pause it for 1 sec. Wait, there you are. You're back. Now you're back.
okay.
Yeah, hey, we're back. I said they heard that we were cooking with greatness, so the internet tried to
Okay,
slow us down a little bit.
right.
Adrian, I had a question for you. What was that spark when you're sitting there doing business, and like a lot of people go through the same thing that you were talking about, where like, hey, they're not pursuing necessarily what they want to be doing. What was it? Do you remember the day or the time when you're like, you know what, man, like God or like this isn't the universe, whatever it happens to be for you. I'm not doing what I should be doing. I'm not following my dream. At one point, I was a singer. Now I'm doing business, but I'm not doing my dream I'm not pursuing my dream. God put me here for a lot, and I'm not currently doing that. Like, what is it? What was that spark? Do you remember that moment at all, or not really?
Yeah, it's just kind of like this whole transition because, like, a lot of people when you're an entertainer, like
Yeah,
your income is unstable. A lot of things are unstable.
yeah,
Like, as an entertainer, right? Like, you don't know where
yes,
you'll be the next day. You don't know what you'll be doing. Like, it's hard, right? Like,
yeah,
everything is unstable. So, and of course, like, my parents is Asian parents. Asian parents always want stability. They never
yeah,
wanted me to be entertainer. They wanted me to be businessman, to be like a
yeah,
lawyer, a doctor, or something like that, right? And then so
yeah,
it's like, so and I started, sometimes I try to, like, go with the flow where life takes you or whatever.
yeah,
So during that time, you I feel like maybe I I should be a little bit more stable. So I got this. And I always knew that while you're doing it, you're like, like, yeah, I wouldn't do it. half- half, You know,
yeah,
so like, so while you're doing it, and you realize, like, like, leave that business behind, because if I stop doing it, then that business, you're like stopping it, right?
yeah,
You're closing the business or something. And I
yeah,
don't want to do that. So for a while I was like, just keep doing it, but just because I don't want to give up, I don't want to give up that business.
yeah,
But I've always known that, that is not something that I truly am passionate about,
yeah,
you know? So I've always, like, make plan like, wanting to make plans to go back. And of course, like I told you, there's always this, sometimes there's this limiting, oh my God, is it, I'm like, should I or should I not? What if it doesn't
yeah,
work and things like that? There's always that. But slowly by slowly, like, you just kind of, like, go for it. Like,
yeah,
say, you tell yourself, you know what, like, if you see something that you really want to do, and sometimes it's got to be sometimes right timing as well. You know what I
yeah,
mean? I
absolutely,
can't
yeah,
do it I can't do it like right when the business is blooming and while I'm expanding it. But I have to
yeah,
do it at the right time. So you just kind of, like,
absolutely,
sort of wait for the right time. And then when you saw the opportunity, like, you have to, like, that's why, like, people always say, like, you have to be prepared for the opportunity when it comes
yep,
around. You have to just snatch it, right?
absolutely,
You have to be brave enough to snatch it. Like, so at the time I feel like, oh my God, that's a good time for me to you
just jump
know
into it, yeah,
do a lot. Yeah, to bring back my film and TV career, my
yeah.
production career. That was the right time. So I feel like, I was preparing. Okay, when the right time comes, then I, like, wait for it.
Man, I God, I love me some Adrian. I really do. By the way, have you written a book yet? Seriously, because you should write one. Because I think everything you
Not
were
yet.
just saying that, Adrienne, I'm being full. I'm fully saying that you should. I think you should write a book because just the stuff that you were saying, not only is like I said, you are an inspiring person to me. Like the things that you were saying and breaking down are all points that like where they have TED Talks in the United States. I think they call it TED Talks. But like if you're not motivationally speaking, you should be writing a book because those are two areas that if you never thought about, I really think you should, especially as like as an Asian woman who has a lot to offer this world and has done so much. Like you were so empowering, or not even breaking the barriers of just being Asian, just you were breaking barriers for women in general and men. Like I think that you could teach this stuff at a bigger level, or you should write a book. If you've never thought about it, I like, and that's not something I say lightly. I say that to whenever I come across a person that has moved me or has touched me like you have. And I'm like, wait, this person knows a lot. And like this person has something they could share. Like I would say that you should be speaking at schools and like on big levels because of what you're saying is so pertinent. And I rarely come across people that I say that to unless I truly mean that. And I think that you're a person that has a lot to offer and really should think about that if you haven't.
Yeah, there's been people that invite me to speak at different places, but that's like like I would be happy to if to be a motivational speaker. I just
Yeah.
have to do some preparation work because I'm just speaking of out of my experience.
But
My
you don't need the prep. You don't need the prep at all. You just need to be like what we're doing right now, which is why I don't prep people on the show and stuff like that, is because you coming as is perfect already. I always I'll write. I developed it from my dad, but I will just anytime I give speeches because I give a lot of them to like schools and stuff or in front of a lot of people. I'll just write down a few notes on a piece of paper. As long as I hit those notes, then I'm good. But otherwise it's just off the cuff. In fact, I feel most at home and safe when I'm talking off the cuff, because I think when people I think when people are reading off the stuff, because it irrits me a bit. Just because I'll see I'm like, hey, you're not connecting with the audience. And maybe that says a performer, and you're a performer too, is you want to connect with the audience. So when you see people reading off of it,
I rarely read. Yeah. But I just feel like, yeah, maybe I should think about it. It never crossed my mind to do something like that. That wasn't one of my, it never crossed my mind, but maybe because sometimes I was just watching a show like Jimmy O Yang came to Hong Kong. And he speaks from his experience, also his experience, as an Asian American, how he, that was very inspiring too, so I feel speaking from experience is and I listened to him, it's oh, he's so funny, and maybe I should learn from him and do something. I would never be able to be a comedian. No, not for me, but I just sharing from personal experience.
Yeah,
I guess that will. Yeah, because even
go ahead.
As an Asian is hard because during the time that we don't have as much Asian content.
Yeah.
Before 10 years ago or 15 years ago. Yeah, there is not as much of Crazy Rich Asian. There's no Bling Empire. There's no all this all these Asian content.
It wasn't.
Now we have a lot. So at the time, it was very hard as well. And I would never thought, because even at the time when I was starting, I don't know, if Asian parents are very they would never show their emotions, right?
Oh,
they'll
really?
Always just be very strict, and so everything they would say, they'd be like, okay, I don't, just or they'd be very too humble, almost they started limiting you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, I do know what you mean.
Yeah, so they don't really encourage you. They would be like, it's just, yeah,
it's
not.
It's go ahead. No, I didn't want to. I want to. It sounds like honestly the older generation of Americans, that's kind of how the older generation was with it sounds like they kind of there's just they're like the older generation. By that I mean the World War II / Korean War veteran age, because they grew up in since they grew up in such hard times. That's kind of how.
Yeah.
So they developed that because I don't know, for some reason that's just the way it was back then. But it's soft. It's continuing to soften up But it sounds like a little bit over there that you're saying that that generation's still like that, but they would have been in that same time era, like, with going through that stuff because of, obviously like World War II and stuff. But it sounds like that's kind of like that. You have to break the generational, because I'm sure your parents probably were raised that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah, probably.
So it might be a little bit.
Also, then for us, it's even harder, right? Like, you kind of want somebody to kind of encourage you along the way, but then you're like, no, just like you're not gonna make it. Like, don't even think about it. Like, yeah, they would say that. They're like, oh, yeah. So at that, I'll be like, okay. So you have to you're kind of wanting to like do a lot of stuff to gain their approval and things like that. So that was, so that's why I'm very motivated about like trying to motivate other people or trying to encourage other people, because I didn't get that when I was younger, right?
Oh, man. Yeah. Adrienne, I am
but I kind of understand though, but this is how the Asian parents work. So
yeah. I mean, well, look at how much you've accomplished. So something they did struck a fire in you that worked. Although a nice hug would have been nice from time to time. Not that they didn't give you a hug, but Adrienne, honestly, I'm very blessed.
They're nice. I mean, they just not very encouraging.
Yeah. Oh, well, I got you for the encouragement if you need it. I'm very blessed and I'm very fortunate because my dad and my mom, where I guess you would say the exact opposite, where they were two of the most encouraging family members. They were two of the most encouraging people.
They're very fortunate.
It's a blessing. Like, they were so encouraging in everything that I did. If I said I was going to do something, they were behind me 100% on it. When I said that I was going to go out to California, they were 100% with it. When I said I was going for acting in school, they're like, Brandon, we're all for you doing it. Like, they supported me 100%, like every single thing that I did. And I know, but my dad was also a coach. And he did that not just for me, he did that for all the kids that he coached. And then my mom has done that as well. Like, they are the people that if you tell them they can't do something, they're going to go out and do it. And I am that way too. But I know, as you said, like a lot of people don't have that, which means like, if you think about how many people could have had the cure for cancer and a cure for all kinds of stuff, or they didn't follow their dream just because they didn't have that level of encouragement. So I am blessed in that manner, to where I have, and my parents volunteered my whole entire lifetime too, just like I did. So they were always working for the Ronald McDonald House, which is like, it's kids that are having parents that can't really afford the surgeries for their kids. So the Ronald McDonald House Charities houses these families and takes care of the bills and all that kind of stuff like that. And so my parents always volunteered after working sometimes 2 jobs. They go volunteer every night with this. So because they realize how blessed they've been in their life.
Great.
Yeah. So that's all that's been fed into my soul. That's why I volunteer and do so much volunteer work and give back. And I think that I commend you, because like, it's interesting to hear you say like, hey, I didn't have that encouragement, but yet you still strive, like you beyond excelled, because you're like at not even the 10%, you're like at the 2% that is like accomplished what you have on your level. So I'm proud of you. In case no one told you, I'm proud of you. I know Mama Rush is proud of you. If my dad was here, still alive, he'd say he was proud of you too. And then
I'm proud of what you guys and your parents did too, because we also wanted to do more so that we can, like as the show goes on, we want to create some charity, do more charity work to help, to help kids or everything like we were mentioning, inspiring them to do what they want to do, helping them to do what they want to do. Or we wanted to build a charity that supports women, supports kids to chase their dreams and things like that. So that's what we wanted to do more too.
You're already doing it just by being here. Like you already have the groundwork for it. That's why, I'm telling you, Adrienne, you're not missing a calling, but you writing a book and actually speaking at these things, when people get to know you as we're getting to know you now, like you have a lot to offer that and even let's say within the Asian schools as well, like if let's just say that there happens to be within the Asian culture, I think you're kind of saying that, maybe not everybody at home is getting that encouragement that they need. And if you go to these schools and talk like, hey, you're a person of the Asian community who has accomplished so much and is a person that is inspiring your dreams. You've gone over to America, to UCLA, graduated, been successful there. You've been successful in singing. You've been successful in business. Like as I say, you're in the 2%. You're not even like in the 10%. You're in the 2% of the people that accomplish that. And you're like this beautiful Asian woman inside and out who anybody, man or female, could hear you talk in those schools and be like, hey, if Adrienne can do it, I can.
Yeah, that's how I feel like, if like, me being a Chinese American, and I'm only just like 5'1", that. I
Oh
don't know
wow,
if you
really?
know.
Well, you stand like, I would have thought you
Yeah.
were like 5'10".
No,
That is
I'm like
wow.
five foot one. So when you look at me, like, I'm small, I'm tiny. So
No
like,
way. I never would have
yeah,
believed
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You're 5'1"
yeah,
with a
yeah, yeah, yeah.
6 foot personality. You're 5'1" with a 6 foot personality.
No, when you look at the TV, when you like watch the show, I look tall, but I'm like tiny, right? So
I never
really,
would have
I feel
believed
like
that.
if for like Asian in America, and I'm like tiny, and then if I can do it, everyone can do it.
Yeah,
That's the message I wanted people to believe in, right?
absolutely. You got a 6 foot personality, girl. A 6 foot personality. I never would have believed that. Like it, but that shows what about you? They're like, they say. I mean, I'm just blown away by the 5'1" part. I would have thought you were, 6 foot, conquering, but you don't need to be tall. That you could be any. Literally, David slew Goliath, and you're out here slaying different Goliaths.
Yeah, I'm tiny. Like if you meet a real person, like I'm super tiny.
Okay, well, I look forward to it. You'll get a big hug. I'm
And
fairly
that's how when
tall.
I was
So
younger.
go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, good, good. Do you come out to LA?
Yeah, I do. I'm not out there right now. I'm back on the East Coast because I'm doing some with the show doing really well. I'm on the East Coast doing stuff for that, but I will be back out. We'll see each other. If I don't see you in Hong Kong, I need to come to Hong Kong, so I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna see you there too. But you were saying something,
Yeah.
Adrienne, before you switched it.
You should. Yeah. I feel like everybody should come to Hong Kong.
Yeah, I'm trying to hang with you guys, see what's going on over here, or at least get some
Yeah, it's
recommendations.
fun. Experience
Um,
the Asian culture.
I would love to because Asian cuisine is my favorite.
Oh, good.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, it is. It's my favorite, hands
Yeah.
down. Oh
Hong
my
Kong, you
gosh.
can eat all kinds of cuisine, all the best food.
Well, I'm gonna have to come there. I'm gonna have to go there losing like 20 pounds so that I can gain it and just eating all the food.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
It's
but
easy to
Adrienne, you were
gain
saying
20 pounds here.
yeah, oh, probably really easy too. Adrienne, I was saying Asian cuisine, but Adrienne, you were saying that you were saying something before we switched because I was talking about you motivating and the fact that we were on the fact about you being 5'1", which I don't believe that, but you just being able to inspire, like the fact that you're saying that hey, you're this lady who is this woman who is accomplished at 5'1", which the height doesn't matter, but it's if you're saying that yeah, if you can do it, literally anyone can. But the thing is, you have to put in the work. Now, you didn't just skip steps. You worked your
Yeah,
behind
no.
off.
Yes, like I always said, like, you really have to work hard. It just like nobody would be successful without working hard, without failing a bunch of times, without trying, without doing things all kinds of different ways in order to achieve it. I tried
Yeah.
all kinds of different ways. Like I said, like I was very beat up, during the time when I was doing business. I feel like, oh my God, like I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get back onto the entertainment track. Or even I
Yeah.
was very beat up when I was like, like during, after you got on the Billboard charts, and then, you don't always have all your songs be on the Billboard charts,
Yeah.
right? So like you
Seriously.
get like ups and downs and all that stuff, right? And I'm sure as an entertainer you'd understand, like, oh, you don't always get continual jobs and
No,
continual
no. Yeah.
like
There's lulls.
albums, concerts, or films to work on. So you get like you get, but you just don't let it get to you. You just gotta have to keep
Pushing
moving,
forward.
keep working hard, keep discipline, and keep working hard and keep practicing your skills and things. And when the opportunity comes, then you just have to like grab it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Adrienne, I had a question for you too. Because I said this must have been such a momentous moment for you. One with being on the billboards, but I wanted to bring it back to one more thing. Was you? I believe you sang anthem at the Beijing. Was it the Beijing Olympics? Am I wrong on that? Am I right? I think you froze.
Yeah.
Didn't you sing the
I
national
sang the
anthem?
I sang the official song.
Oh, you sound like.
Huh? I
What
sang
did?
the official song for the album.
That
I,
I
I
mean,
sang the I sang the official song for the official album for the Olympics. So I wasn't physically there, but I did the
okay.
like I recorded the song. Yeah.
But that must have been for you, or at least could you tell me how that felt? Because I would feel like myself, like how proud am I to be this for my country and all that. Like, how did you feel at that time? I'm just curious about that.
At the time, I just like feel like, of course I'm very proud because like, being able to be invited to sing, to participate in this project, right? But
Yeah.
I guess at the time I just like I just couldn't at the time believe that I was the first Chinese to be on the Billboard charts because there were so many great singers,
Yes.
like so many successful singers. Even though there wasn't a lot at the time in
Yeah.
America, even though there wasn't really a lot, that was like, like yeah, we didn't have a lot of like Chinese uh artist or
Yeah.
performer in the
Yeah.
States at the time, really. Me and MC Jin, like my first song was with MC Jin, he was
Oh, I love
rapping
that.
and I was
Yeah.
and yeah, and we had Mike Tyson in the music video as well.
Okay. Wait, I don't want to be wrong about this. MC Jin, that's not the guy that says y'all gonna learn Chinese. That's not him, is it? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah, that's Learn Chinese guy.
I love that guy. Y'all gonna
Yeah,
the one that said y'all gonna learn Chinese. That's him.
yeah. ABC. Yeah.
Oh my! I was watching some wedding and he was there singing or something, and everybody, and it was an Asian wedding, and
He's
everybody
very
was just
talented.
I wanted to be, yes, I wanted to be at that wedding
And we
so
had Mike
bad when
Tyson in that
I just
video
saw
as
them
well.
getting down. You seen that video too? I wanted to
No,
be there so
I mean,
bad just to be
I was
around that
singing. No.
culture.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say that
Go
again.
ahead. Oh no, I said I want to be
We're
there
kind
so
of
bad
having
for
a
that day to be
lag
around.
right now.
Oh no, I was just saying that when I saw that video of him singing that song at like a wedding or something, and the whole entire Asian community that was there, because I think it was an Asian wedding, was getting down. I wanted to be there so bad with all of them because I felt like I was part of the culture.
Right. Yeah, he's very good at it. He's very. So we performed before at the time we were touring, and then we were performing our songs, and then he's very good. Like very good. Like because he raps in one of my songs called "Hypnotic Love." That was my first
Oh
song
really?
ever. So we went to different places. Yeah. So I sang it's my song called "Hypnotic Love" featuring MC Jin, and we had Mike
Okay.
Tyson in the music video. So, but we went to tour a lot of different places, and he's a great performer. Yeah, but at the
Okay.
time, like I said, like there really wasn't a lot of there really
Asian
wasn't a lot of
representation.
Chinese singer performers in the U.S. But I was like, I was even shocked myself. I was like, there's so many great performer out there, but it's just like at the time, my record label did it like. I also was very diligent. I performed at every school, every mall. Like, I did
Yeah.
that whole tour. Like I went, I did everything. So, and also my record label did find really like I said, like Beyonce's producers or Britney Spears producer to work on my album. So I was very,
Yeah.
very fortunate at the time.
Yeah.
But
And
I was just shocked and being able to, yeah, to be on the Billboard charts and then and to be able to sing the song for the Beijing Olympics. So that was like unbelievable.
yeah, but you worked your butt off. That's what. Oh my god! Like I'm gonna buy your first copy of your book, and I'm gonna need it signed.
Okay. Yeah, I'll sign every page for you because you're the one that asked me that. Well, there are people that says I should write a book, but I guess maybe I should accumulate more experience first, right? No, or I don't
No,
know.
wait. I'm sorry. Did you say accumulate? I'm sorry. I'm timeout. Did you say that you need to accumulate more experience before you write a book? You've lived,
Yeah.
as my mom would say, you have a PhD in life, PhD in life, in your experiences that you've already. You don't have to accumulate any more. Trust me. Like you have it already. You are her. They say I'm him,
Oh,
but you're
thank you.
her.
You guys are so kind. But
I'm
yeah,
not.
there's a lot.
No.
But
Go
like
ahead.
speaking like even like as we speak more about the different cultures today, there's a lot more different experiences. That it's just like very interesting that we can like go deeper on next time. Like when we because there's a lot of different experience throughout different careers or whatever
Yeah. Well, Adrian,
with the differences between cultures.
yeah. Adrienne, I'm all for it. I'll definitely have you back on here. Yeah, I know it's getting late over there, so you probably got to go. But yeah, Adrienne, I would love to next time if you I'm gonna have you back as much as possible because honestly, we're gonna get your book out here on this show because we're already talking about it. So I think that would be great.
Okay. I'll start
Yeah,
writing down notes. I'll
please
start
do.
jotting notes.
Please do. I always re-listen to everything because please do. There's so much like you had the experience, and like as I said, I'm proud of you. Also, Adrienne, and I apologize if I missed it. The show hasn't come out yet, right? Or is it already out? And I just blew the ball
It's
completely.
already out.
I
It's
apologize.
already out.
Okay.
For US, UK, it's already out.
Okay, Crazy Celeb Social. I gotta
Yes,
watch
Crazy Celeb Social on Amazon Prime is already out. Yes.
it. Okay,
So you
I
can go on
dropped the ball.
Amazon Prime and watch it anytime.
Okay, well, Adrienne, I'm gonna catch up on that because literally, when I tell you that I don't even watch TV really anymore because I've been working on this podcast so much that I haven't had time,
Yeah.
I will totally check it out. So next time I can come in here and talk. I'll have a load of questions. But yeah, I can have you in a couple of weeks again if you're able to.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, look,
we can do it
Adrienne,
in a
what's that? Yeah, I'd love to. Sorry, I didn't mean to
like
cut
in
you
a
off.
couple of weeks, or even maybe I'll try to come back to LA soon. But probably, but we can always schedule the this in a couple of weeks again, and then so we
Yeah.
can chat more in depth
Yes,
about
please.
the show.
Yes. Then yeah, I will because I'll have the show completed by the time I talk to you. I promise.
Cool.
Pinky swear. Got it. All right.
Perfect.
Well, look, Adrienne, thank you so much for coming on. Get some sleep. I appreciate how hard you're working. You're doing a phenomenal job. You're inspiring so many people. I'll get this back to you pretty quick. If there's any new photo you want me to use for it this time, let me know, and I will.
Yeah. I'll send you some new photos.
Okay, that sounds good. Well, Adrienne, take care. You've been absolutely wonderful.
The photos from the premiere.
Oh,
The
you look
photos
beautiful.
from the LA premiere.
Oh, yes. Send those to me, and I'll put those up here. Well, Adrienne, thank you so much for coming back on the Buckle Up Podcast Universe for Brandon Rush, Mama Rush. We love to have you. You're always a bright light. You're always so inspiring. And I feel blessed every single time I talk to you. So I look forward to the next time.
Oh, it's a great time talking to you too.
Absolutely,
so
Adrienne.
So good, like just sharing, when.
Absolutely.
Oh, perfect. So we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks or something.
Yeah, absolutely. And a final thing, we're up to 10.4 million. We're killing it.
Yeah, I saw. So excited.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Adrienne, well, give the best to you. Be safe out there and give everyone the show a hello for me. And I look forward. We'll talk about the show next time you're on.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to coming back again and maybe coming back on your show again, on your podcast again, and maybe coming back to LA soon so I can do more promotion for Social again, and even started getting more ideas for the season 2.
Yep, absolutely. You got it. I am all for it, Adrienne. All right, my dear. Well, have a good night. Thank you so much for being up at 11:40 or 11:30 your time. It's late. Get some sleep.
All right,
bye. Adrienne. Bye. You're absolute. I got.